morning, John here for Total Health Television and Total Health Magazine. We're in Anaheim, Expo West 2016. Joining me this morning is Graham MaGee from a company called Endoca. And we're going to talk about one of my really favorite topics that we want to expand a lot more on. And that's on medical marijuana, on CBDs, because there's a lot of misinformation, especially on the internet, in regards to the whole... the claims people are making are insane, and so let's talk about that. We're going to talk about CBD. So what's your background? How long have you been with Endoca?
I've been with Endoca going on a year now. I've been within the industry for 3 years, and that's the CBD hemp industry that I'm speaking about. Started with General Hemp, and then moved on to Endoca about a year ago. So. Okay.
Give us a little bit of information on Endoca. They're global, are they not?
Yeah, so we're based in Denmark, and our CEO, Henry Vincente, founder of Endoca. A little bit about his background is he had a degree in biotech and genetics over in Denmark, and after university he started studying and actually got a grant to go down to Africa to study on the AIDS epidemic and help with the AIDS epidemic.
Okay.
And it was there that he realized that these pharma drugs wasn't what he thought they were.
Okay.
And they were actually doing more harm than good.
Well, that's not a surprise with pharmacology or pharmaceuticals.
So this kind of put Henry in a bit of a spiral, a little bit of depression. He traveled after that, trying to find whole plant material to really help heal people the way they need to be healed. And it wasn't until he found something in the U.S. actually that kind of piqued his interest, and it was called RSO, which kind of started this whole revolution. That's Rick Simpson oil.
Canadian.
Correct. Yep. Just like me.
Actually, Rick Simpson, quickly on him, he actually had to leave Canada. They put him in jail. He was literally curing people.
Yeah.
And not one or two. We're talking hundreds, and then 1,000, and then 2,000. Took him to court. They put him in jail, and he finally left Canada. And so he's still continuing his work, but out of Europe.
Exactly. And we've worked with Rick in the past, and we wanted to create what he was doing, but create a standard for that.
Right.
Something that wasn't a recipe that people were making at home, but something that we developed that we can control, so it wasn't as harsh.
And that's a good point. You actually can make RSO at home. His recipe, he's made it freely available, but it's not the safest in the world either.
And we don't advise using it.
No, I wouldn't advise actually making it. You're right.
Exactly. So Henry took that and he decided, you know what, my family, we grow hemp.
Mm-hmm.
So he went back and he started studying hemp, and that's where he really found CBD to be the power cannabinoid.
What is CBD?
Cannabidiol.
Cannabidiol.
Yeah.
And there's several. There's CBD,
there's several.
There's CBA.
Correct. CBDA, CBD. So CBDA is just the acidic form of the plant. It's in its raw form.
It's like a precursor.
Correct. And then when you heat that, you get a decarboxylation process that turns it into CBD.
Right.
And you also have that for THC as well. So THCA, some people are juicing the plant now, and they're not getting high or as high as they would from smoking the plant when it's in its decarb phase.
Right.
So there's interesting variations of these cannabinoids that we just need to study more.
Right. And I'm actually posting a list of conditions that CBD work on as we're talking here, so it's going to scroll.
Terrific.
And let's talk briefly about that. Let's talk about some of the conditions as we know CBD has been tested on to work.
So personally, we can't get into too many conditions on what Endoca does, of course, but studies do show it's showing a lot of promise on multiple different conditions, which I assume are scrolling right now. And really one of those conditions was brought to light with Charlotte's Web, and that was Charlotte Figi. And we all know the story of Charlotte Figi, and if you don't, I suggest Googling that. And that's really what we do and what we specialize on. So Henry went back to Denmark after realizing that this amazing medicine was helping people, and he developed a CBD compound, low in THC, so you don't have that adverse psychoactive effect.
Right.
And we've been doing amazing things ever since.
You're one of the world's largest suppliers.
Correct. Endoca is one of the largest suppliers of bulk oil.
Right.
And that was kind of our zone for a long time. And we started to realize that the more we got our product out there, the more other companies were getting involved, and they were adding maybe lesser ingredients to the product. So that's when Endoca decided, we want to do our own line.
Control it.
We want to do our own brand, and we want to get the consumer the advantage of taking the oil just as is.
Right, and it's important to understand that the source of the products, the ingredients, the quality of the ingredients, because even with hemp, there's a lot of pesticides used on hemp. And you certainly don't want to be taking something for a serious ailment that's not
very
100% of what it is
very
without the extras, right?
Correct. So that's an important point in the cannabis industry too. People are, inhaling this smoke, and it's being grown in soil that's not ideal for that situation. Mm-hmm. So with Endoca, we're certified EU organic.
Right.
So all of our plants are organic plants, non-GMO.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Mm-hmm.
I read a report on organic. I'm not against made in China, but I read a report on an area in China where they were growing organic food, so it was certified organic.
Mm-hmm.
However, the water they were using was from a river that if you swam in, you'd be dead in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's what they were watering these organic plants with. So just because it's labeled organic, and now many companies, you can confirm that you guys are not doing this, many companies are allowed with the current organic standard,
mm-hmm.
They're allowed like 3 to 5% other components. And so many organic products are now being prepared, when they're harvested, they're using Roundup to desiccate the crop, so it dries faster, prepares easier, goes to market faster, but it's got Roundup on it, but it's still labeled organic. So you guys don't use Roundup.
It's unfortunate. No Roundup. Roundup. What we do is we have an organic process for growing, and then we also have an organic process for our filtering and processing.
Okay.
So our paste is also organic when we get into the oil that we refine as well. And that's an important key with Endoca, something that no other company is really doing. We're vertically integrated from seed to shelf, and that's a literal vertical integration in the sense that we control the grow, we control the lab, we control the products and what goes into it.
Right.
So it's important to us to get these standards out there.
And the process is also the best process that you're using to create the oil too.
The CO2 supercritical process that we use, which is industry standard right now, and we don't want to use anything less. And that's
Okay, so Graham's got to run here, so just to wrap this up, I want to thank you for taking the time. They're based in San Diego, so I'll be able to spend more time with you guys.
Yeah, we look forward to it.
I'll come down to your offices down there, and we'll
chat
some more.
All right.
So for more information on CBD, medical hemp, and so on, visit Endoca.com, learn more and research, and don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what we want to do, is make you ask questions. So, Graham, thank you again.
Thanks, John.
Enjoy the show.
Take care. Good luck.
I'm John. Let's go back to the studio.